Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to another episode of The Geek Spot. I'm your host H, and thank you all for the love last week, for watching my first video. It made me feel good that, hey, I still got a little bit in me and I can go and get these videos out. And while you're in the process of doing so, please make sure that you're hitting that like and subscribe button, click your notifications on so that way every time I drop a video, you guys can, look me up, see what's going on. And in the process of doing that, one of the things I will be trying to do at some point, I do have a giveaway that I want to try to do. So make sure that not only are you watching the videos, that you're clicking the like buttons, drop some comments, interact, make yourself at home. So again, I know that what I'm doing is good content. So let's go on and get right into it. So this week is, what am I reading now? And I got some good books, some good out of the way books that you all might enjoy. One of them is a little bit older. The other one is recent, at least it is for me. So let's start off with our older book first, and that is Eric Powell's The Goon. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this. If not, you need to pick this up. The Goon is always been to me a banger read. Just all kinds of bizarre stuff going on. I love the setting. It's in a small town somewhere in the 1930s, 1940s. You got Goon and his friends. Just, they're businessmen. That's a nice way of putting it. They're businessmen, making sure that the people of the town are okay. And in these stories, especially in this, if you can get an omnibus of this book, you got all kinds of stuff. This particular one I got is volume 2. I need to go back and get volume 1. But the first couple of stories, you have one that has to do with a football team that gets together that somehow runs afoul of the mob. Then there's another story in there that has its own take on A Christmas Carol. You have some alien goings-ons and stuff like that. The Goon has always just been weird, but it's been weird in the right kind of way, and I'm always here for it. So I have a couple of the smaller trades. Matter of fact, if you can look at my shelf, you might see them. I have a couple of the smaller trades on my shelf, but I always wanted to get one of the omnibuses. So I got the second one. I'm going to swing around, go back and get the first one, but I can't recommend it enough. And the funny thing is, reading this book, I always had an idea in my head about how the voices sounded, and I looked up and found a trailer that was done about 15 years ago because it was planned for an animation to come out, never materialized, but the voices are perfect. Eric Powell does such great work on this. He comes to Baltimore Comic Con just about every other year, and I try to get a chance to talk to him. It's well drawn, well written. You'll love the supernatural aspects because it's just freaking absurd. I can't recommend it enough. So definitely grab The Goon, get any of them. I don't necessarily think there's any order that you have to read them in because I always feel like they're just collected short stories, but some of the characters, they'll make sense reading them in the particular orders that they come in. So it is what it is. The second book I want to talk about, I picked this up a couple of weeks ago on a field trip to Pittsburgh. This is Joker Harley, Criminal Sanity. I got no words right now. I had to take a pause because first off, this book is a heavy read. It is a really, really heavy read. The book is by Cami Garcia, drawn by Mika Sayan and Jason Badawer, Mike Mayhew. They all worked on this book. How can I describe it? It's in an alternate universe where you have Harley Quinn, who's working as a forensic psychologist with the Gotham Police Department, and she's trying to solve a string of serial killings. And the reason why she's really in deep on this case is because her roommate was killed in a gruesome fashion. So she's trying to track down the Joker. Meanwhile, not only are we getting this story going on, then we're also finding out the origins of the Joker in this alternate reality, because how he was created was through the briefest of cameos ever seen in a comic of the Batman. It's almost like a blink if you miss it. And I know it sounds weird when you're looking at a comic book, but you have to understand in the context, when you see it in frame, you'll know what I mean. But in that particular moment, Batman is chasing after some criminals and does something that causes the young man in here to become the Joker. Now, the only thing I particularly didn't like about the book was the Joker was like, what if you took Heath Ledger's head and stuck it on Brandon Lee's The Crow body? That's kind of the embodiment of the Joker that you get in this book. Does it work? Like, artistically, your miles may vary, but that's the other thing that really drew me to this book. The artwork is beautiful. Every page is like painterly. And I'm taking my time getting through it because of the artwork. It's really astounding, the work that they did, the black and whites, and then the flashback. The present days are done in black and white, and then the flashbacks are done in color, and then it's just interspersed throughout. And when I say it's a heavy book, the story material is really heavy. It's not something that you're going to pick up like, oh yeah, this is a nice light read. No. I almost felt like once I got started, I had to be in a certain frame of mind to read through it. And I got like maybe a good way through the first 2 chapters, and I had to put it down. And then I came back, I read a little bit more, and I put it down. And I'm still not finished yet because this is also one that you're going to need to digest a little bit. So definitely a recommended read if you can get your hands on it. I definitely want to give credit to the folks at Ides Entertainment in Pittsburgh for recommending this. And not only that, the book comes in at a good price. Now, I picked this up thinking that this book was going to cost about $50. You can get that for $24. Oddly enough, it's cheaper than the Goon because the Goon is $29. And you can see the difference between the size of both of these books. But both of these are worthy reads. So that's going to do it for my recommendations this week. Again, thank you all for supporting me. Tell your friends, click that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.